Hi, Harden here with what should be number 10 in my series of 20 million reward encounters in Eve Echoes. This one that I'm about to do is a Minmatar mission. It is called, just double check, Freeing the Slaves. And it is part of the For Freedom storyline. In this case, I've actually already done this mission, so I won't collect a book from completing this. But it's been a while since I've done this one, and I actually cannot remember what this one comprises. And I've got a sneaky feeling that this is one of those that has one of the NPC battleships actually tries to get range, which could be difficult as all my ships here are set up as close range. I fly in a mini fleet with two Drakes and a Tempest. The Tempest is fit with autocannons. The Drakes are fit with torpedoes. Objective is max damage, kill the enemy before they can kill me, and try and complete the mission as quickly as possible. So normally I aim for anywhere between 6 to 8 minutes to complete one of these 20 million missions, but if there is a kiting battleship on the enemy side, then it might take a little bit longer because I might possibly have to go and refit the Drakes with missiles, which have a bit longer range, but we'll tackle that when we get to it. So anyway, I am now going to warp the fleet into the mission. Here we go. So that's activated, and I made sure I had passed the right gang rolls, the right pilot. This mission is actually on my third account, not this one. Which is why I couldn't actually show you the mission. But anyway, my two Drakes are already in warp. My Tempest is taking a little bit more time to align and warp. Luckily, the first wave was very easy. The first two waves are pretty easy, so my Drakes will just start locking stuff up, and hopefully the Tempest will arrive shortly. Okay, so the first target is going to be actually Tempest here. It's at 20 kilometers, which is outside my Drake's range, so they're actually turning on the afterburner, turning on target painters and the group shield booster, and again I'm doing it on both accounts, so that's the clicking that you can hear. Okay, while I've been doing that, my battleship has approached and is available as well, so I am now turning on the target painters, I'm turning on the group shield booster. My first battlecruiser is in range using an afterburner, so I'm applying the damage mods. He's taking some damage, so I'm going to turn on his shield booster as well. I'm actually going to apply damage mods on the Tempest now. My other Drake is also within the 50 kilometer range, so swinging his damage mods, and you will see this Tempest start to melt. I'm now going to get ready to switch to the Tornado, so I'm approaching the Tornado. So when the Tempest dies, I'll also switch to that. Again, if you've been watching my videos, you know that my approach is to kill the enemy targets that do a lot of DPS first. The smaller targets are not that important when you're in a Drake and a battleship because you can kind of soak up their damage. It's more important to get the heavy hitters out of the way as quickly as possible. So there you go, the first wave is pretty much done now. Actually, I should focus the fire of the battleship on the cruiser because it's easier for it to hit. Okay, and I can turn off the shield booster on one of my Drakes. I forgot about that, so I've used a bit more cap than I would like to. And just waiting for that one to go down. Okay, so it has. Let's see the next wave. So again, the primary here, it should be it's a Typhoon, focus fire, approach. It's a little bit beyond the optimal. Well, the optimal on the autocannons is only 7 kilometers, so it's a long way beyond the optimal. So it will take a little bit of time to apply some good damage. Let me just. And my Drakes are actually 30 kilometers away, so they're even further away on this one. So they're going to take a little bit of time to actually approach and get within damage range. So I will actually apply my damage mods on here. The tracking computer is important because it does increase the optimal, so it kind of pretty much doubles the optimal, which means that you start doing some respectable damage. See, that last hit was 6,254. My Drakes still are out of range, so nothing's going on there at the moment. Closest one is 21 kilometers. But as you can see, the Tempest alone has already kind of half killed the enemy Tempest. I'm going to actually get ready to switch to the Tornado. I'm going to approach that. Okay, the first of my battle cruisers in range. I'm going to apply damage there now. And the second is in range now as well, and then I'm just going to actually get them ready to hit the tornado as well, because that Tempest is dying quickly. There we go. Likewise, I am now also going to get ready to hit the next largest target, which is this Bellicose. There we go. So, and I'll just leave 2 Drakes to auto target on the smaller stuff. Okay, and actually I can turn my web on there because that's now within range. So it's the third and final wave, which is always the challenge. It could be 2 regular battleships and 1 elite battleship. We'll see what it is now. It does vary a little bit, but generally that's the kind of consistent makeup. As I said, the one thing I'm worried about is one of those ones that kind of kites out, in which case I'll kill all the close stuff first. So let's have a look at the targets here. I can see 2 slaveholder Tempests. They're at range. I am going to approach. I can hit them at that range, but the damage isn't optimal. The one issue I've had is that just now, one of my accounts has crashed. I hope it's not being shot at. So let's try and get that back online. Bit of an unhelpful distraction right now. I will start applying some extra damage there. I will also put on my shield booster there. It's an elite slaveholder Tempest. It's at 25 kilometers from one of my battle cruisers now. I'm not sure if it's going away. I need to get my other account on again to start applying some extra damage. I'm still taking quite a reasonable amount of damage here on my Tempest, which is okay because that's the one that can hold it. My first battle cruiser is still closing with the elite Tempest. I'm hoping I can take some more DPS off the field soon. That seems to be sticking at 16 kilometers. Yeah, he is actually moving away. I think I'm going to have to take that and start hitting some of the other targets to remove some of this DPS, because my Tempest, my own Tempest, is still taking quite a lot of damage. So I need to start removing some of the DPS from the field. And then we'll deal with the elite one at the end. And my third account still hasn't logged back in. Yeah, my third account actually seems to be stuck, which is a little bit worrying. I'll apply some extra damage on there. Some of the smaller ships are being dealt with by my first grade. Luckily it's not being targeted. I'm going to have to completely shut down that account and restart it, which is not good. It's going to take some time. Okay. And there is a... yeah, this is getting a little bit worrying. I'll apply some extra damage on that one. Let's try and get this back up again. Yeah, some of the smaller ships are going down, but they're not really too concerning. Yeah, because they are still wearing away on a Tempest. Luckily, the cap on this Tempest is very good. Okay, and let's see if I can get my other cap back online. Okay, let's have a look at who this guy's attacking. I'm going to do focus fire. Focus fire on that one approach. And they have changed some of their focus onto my other battle cruiser. I'm just hoping they haven't been shooting the battle cruiser that's been crashed the whole time. I'm hoping I can now apply some extra damage on that slaveholder Tempest, and hopefully that will go down now, which will then help the situation a lot. Okay, my third account is on. It's not dead. Walking back into the fight, and it looks like the other Tempest is actually in range and killable. I can turn off there, I can turn the group shield booster on. So it looks like this situation, despite having lost one of my ships, the battleship and the battle cruiser alone have been able to cope with it. And that's despite the fact that, as I said, this is not really a tanking setup. I wouldn't really be doing this solo, this kind of tactic. Okay, so let's have a look at what's in range. I'm going to focus fire on. I'm actually going to approach that. There we go. So it's just a tornado. You can see my capacitor is finally getting down to like a dangerous level, but it's taken a long time. Not hitting that slave holder. I can apply a web on one of my other accounts, which I will do. I was just drifted out of web range. And that one's actually in web range, so let's try that. That's the tornado. Let's apply some extra damage. So that elite slaveholder should be in the process of dying. Yeah, there we go. So this has taken a lot longer than it normally would. As I say,